Welcome back to the cafeteria. Today we are cooking with HelloFresh again, and we are making stuffed meatball rigatoni bake. So let's see what came in my ingredient bag. We have rigatoni pasta, panko breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, basil marinara sauce, mozzarella cheese, and Tuscan heat spice. So for the first step, we're going to adjust our oven racks to the top and middle position and preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Then we're going to bring a large pot of salted water to a boil, and then we're going to reserve half of the mozzarella cheese we have in a small bowl. So moving on to a large bowl, we're going to soak half the panko breadcrumbs in 2 tablespoons of water, and we're going to let this sit to the side until it absorbs all the water. Now that the breadcrumbs have absorbed all the water, we're going to add the beef to the bowl. And what I did, I rinsed my meat in the package just because there was a little bit too much blood to just put it into the breadcrumbs like that. So I rinsed it off a little bit. I let water run into the package, then I poured it out. So for this step, we're going to add half the Tuscan heat spice. And to make it my own, I'm going to season the beef as well. It says to use salt and pepper, but no, we need more than that. And you know why. So I'm going to add some seasoned salt, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, Italian seasoning, crushed red pepper, and parsley. So once you have the beef seasoned to your liking, you want to combine everything in the bowl: seasoning, beef, panko breadcrumbs. But remember not to overwork your meat because the texture will turn out funny and it's just not good. So remember not to overwork your beef. Just get everything combined and you're all good. So once I have everything combined, I'm going to make 4 meatballs. So you just take a portion of the meat and roll it around in your hand till you get a nice meatball. So once you're done rolling, you should have 4 meatballs that look something like this. So now it is time to stuff the meatballs, and we're going to divide the remaining half of our mozzarella cheese between these 4 meatballs. So what I'm doing here, I'm just making a small dip or a well in the meat, and I'm going to put some of the mozzarella cheese and just fold it over and make it back round again. And you're going to repeat this step for all of your meatballs. And now moving on to step 3, we're going to spread our meatballs onto a lightly oiled baking sheet. We're going to bake them on the middle rack for about 20 to 22 minutes. Once the meatballs are done, we're going to take them out of the oven and set our broiler to high. Now that the water is boiling, for step 4, we're going to cook our rigatoni for 9 to 11 minutes, and remember to reserve 1 cup of the pasta water once it's done. So while the pasta is boiling, we're going to melt a tablespoon of butter in a small microwave safe bowl, and then we're going to add the remaining panko breadcrumbs that we have, and we're going to season this with a 1/4 teaspoon of the Tuscan heat spice. So for step 5, we're going to make the sauce. At this point, the meatballs are done and the pasta is done. In a large pan over medium heat, we're going to stir in our marinara sauce. We're also going to add that cup of reserved pasta water, and we're going to season this with Tuscan heat spice. Once we combine the rest of the Tuscan heat spice, we're also going to add a teaspoon of sugar, and we're going to get that incorporated and make sure that it is simmering. So to make the sauce more flavorful and to fit how I would like it, I'm adding more seasonings, and these are the same seasonings I use to flavor the beef to make the meatballs. Once the sauce has slightly thickened, we're going to remove it from the heat and add a tablespoon of butter. And now for step 6, the final step. We're going to add our pasta to the sauce and get it nice and incorporated. And then we're also going to add our meatballs. Once you have everything combined into the sauce, you want to transfer it to a 9 by 13 inch baking dish if your pan is not oven proof. Now, before we put this in the oven to broil, we're going to top this pasta with Parmesan cheese, the remaining mozzarella cheese, and the panko breadcrumb mixture. After your pasta has broiled for 2 minutes, you want to take it out, let it cool, and this is it. This was the best meal out of the 3 I got from HelloFresh. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.